Shalom, Yashala Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders of Yasharallah. Call Haloyim Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakal Kodash, for blessing our elders with the spirit of truth, so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Akwathium that's keeping the faith and the works. Y'all keep at it. It's your brother Bayer coming at you with more precepts. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 7. It says, "Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amayan." Point is, Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai coming with the clouds, man. The Most High, Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, said, when he come, he will not be as a man, right? It's going to be spiritual, but very much so real, like fleshly, like you will be able to see and feel, right? But this is speaking about them chariots. The chariots are our escape, and the chariots is the curse of Babylon. The chariots are going to be what's going to destroy this place. The chariots are what's going to be destroying the people, and it's going to be saving us. All right.
It's a story that's truly out of this world.
Navy ships and pilots capturing images about their experiences with what they claim are UFOs. Candace Monticelli joining us to explain. Hey, Candace.
Hey, good morning. The Pentagon has confirmed the authenticity of the newly leaked video and images showing those multiple UFO sightings by the U.S. Navy personnel as the government prepares now to release a highly anticipated first-of-its-kind report of UFOs this summer.
This is probably the best UFO military filmed footage, certainly that I've ever seen, but I think also that the world has ever seen.
This night vision video shows 3 pyramid-shaped UFOs flying over the USS Russell off the coast of California in July of 2019. They reportedly hovered just 700 feet above the stern of the Navy destroyer. Other cell phone images taken by a Navy pilot flying near Australia in March 2019 show 3 unidentified crafts reportedly performing extraordinary capabilities, like staying stationary in high winds. Investigative filmmaker Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp, an investigative reporter from Las Vegas, obtained the video and images.
These are unknowns, meaning they've already ruled out the typical things that you would expect, like balloons or basic drones from another country.
The Pentagon confirmed U.S. Navy personnel captured the images, and the incidents are under investigation by the Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force. Corbell says these photos, unconfirmed by the Pentagon, were taken aboard the USS Omaha. They show a spherical object diving into the ocean and disappearing.
UFOs are real, and they are here, but we don't know who they are or the intent.
Now, according to the National UFO Reporting Center, sightings in New York alone have doubled in the last year. So the U.S. government is set to release that highly anticipated first-of-its-kind report this summer in June.
All right. So the chariots have been showing themselves, and for Israel, it's all good. All right. For Yasharallah, those chariots, they for us. They're against our enemies. And one of these days soon, man, every knee shall bow when that sky cracks and that mountain of a chariot that mountain of a chariot comes through that sky. Let me get that right quick. I'll be right back. All right, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13. I'm going to start from the top. It says, "And it came to pass, after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof." So the Most High blessed Ezra with a vision of the end days, right? And in fact, the Most High blessed Ezra to see Yahushua coming and to see Yahushua destroy the nations and to see Yahushua save us, right? And this is what he saw. It says, "And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof." Now, I believe that's Revelation 18, where when it speaks about the sea, it's not talking about actual body of water. It's speaking about people, right? Revelation, I believe it's 17. No, Revelation. Hold on one second. Let me see. I think it's Revelation 7. Yeah, Revelation 7. The wind is destruction. All right. Yeah. Revelation 7:1 lets you know that the wind is destruction, the sea is people. So, these words mean things. If you don't have understanding of these words, a lot of these prophecies, they're gonna seem kind of odd to you. They're gonna seem crazy to you. You're not gonna be able to understand them. If you don't know history, if you don't ever study any form of history, a lot of these prophecies in the book, they're gonna seem strange to you. You're not gonna understand them, because you have to understand those two things: what words mean and what it's speaking about. Right? Like what time, what happened, who are the people, so forth and so on, right? But it says, "And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him." It says, "And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire." Now, when it says that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, that's Revelation 14. And Revelation 7, 144,000. That's supposed to come back with Yahushua. All right? Let me see. Verse 5 says, "And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea." Now, that sea that this man came out of is not speaking about the body of water, and it's not speaking about the people. And when I say the body of water, I'm speaking about the body of water on this earth. It's not speaking about that. It's speaking about the waters that separated from the waters as spoken of in Genesis, the firmament. Right? So this man that is coming out of the sea, he's not coming out of the earth, he's coming out of the sky. All right? It says, "But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it." That's the chariot. He coming with the clouds. This is the chariot. It's so big, Ezra's viewed it as a mountain, meaning the sky cracked, meaning it looked like it split because this chariot was so huge. Couldn't see the end of it. And he's going to explain it. All right, verse 7, it says, "But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not." The chariot was so huge, it literally looked as though it was covering the entire sky. So the sky cracked. All right. Let me see. Verse 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. Those are laser beams. Those are plasma blasts. Those are power, concentrated power destroying things. It's going to explain it further in the next verse. Verse 11, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude, which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So, them chariots are coming. And when they come, it's a wrap for anybody that has ever done anything wrong to Jerusalem. Anybody that has ever done us wrong, any nation, I don't care how strong you are, I don't care how ancient you are, none of that matters. If you ever touched the Most High's people, this is you. This is your fate. That and servitude. For Esau is servitude and annihilation. But for the rest of the nations, it's servitude. Then you get to go back home, but you're going to pay tribute to our Father. You're going to be doing sacrifices because we won't sin. All right? So that's one purpose for these chariots in these end times. And the chariots are showing themselves, as we just saw. All right? Hold on one sec. I'll be right back. All right. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 26. It says, wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So he's saying, you're going to get these false messiahs, they're going to come. And they're going to be telling you to go here or go there. And he also saying when that time comes, like when y'all rightfully in y'all Jacob's trouble, you're going to have people that's telling you that, well, if you come with me, you know what I'm saying, the Messiah is here, you know, we just got to go to him. Don't do it. Because like we just read in 2nd Ezra, when the Messiah comes, it's going to look like the entire sky has been cracked. That's why he said, for as the lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even into the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Like, it ain't gonna be no guessing. You gonna clearly be able to look up in the sky and see what you're seeing. And not just that one chariot, you're gonna see the 144,000 chariots coming down right along with it. Going into man, bro, yeah. Going into households, man. I'm talking about, like, just think of any kind of sci-fi movie where you've seen some form of invasion. And you see the main chariot always lingers in the top, but then out of that main chariot comes down small chariots that basically seek and destroy. That's where they get it from. They get it from the scriptures, man. Hollywood get a lot of their films from the scriptures. These facts. Like I said before, man, Terminator came out of the scripts. The Matrix came out of the scripts. This is fact. All right? But verse 28, it says, for wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Basically, anybody that you've ever looked up to for answers outside of the individuals who know the truth, and at that time, right, the 144,000 will already be proclaimed and will be getting in that ass, right? Saving the 1/3. Hey, the 144,000 coming with the Messiah to save the 1/3. So ain't gonna be no more what TD Jakes or but Steve Harvey said, and the president and my mama and grandma. Ain't gonna be none of that. For real, ain't gonna be none of that, man. Everybody gonna be confounded outside of the people that have believed in the Father early. Right? It says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Here's the point. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. That's the other reason for the chariots, the salvation of Yasharallah. That's our ride out. That's our ride out. All right? Let me see. One sec. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 68 and verse 17. The chariots of power are 20,000, even thousands of angels. Yahweh is among them, as in Sinai in the holy place. So when Hamashiach said that the Father gonna send the angels, right? He's saying he gonna send the chariots. The chariots are our salvation. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is among them. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is our salvation. Right? And I mean, at the end of the day, you do not have to believe this. If you just scrolled upon this, you just strolled up on this, right? And you sat down and listened to this video this long, and you still think that UFOs are something to laugh about, like that's fictional, that's on you. Right. But clearly, clearly, they real. I myself have seen chariots, man. Facts. And I was not alone when I saw them. Right? So I got people to vouch. They real, man. You deal with it or not. Right? Like I said, that's on you. Whatever spirit the Most High has blessed you with, whether it's a spirit of understanding and knowledge or wickedness and reprobate, that's on you. That's between you and the Father, right? But as for me and my house, man, hey, swing low, sweet chariot. That's why our forefathers were singing that song way before it got published. We were singing that in the cotton field, man. That's facts, man. I bring this up all the time. You can research it, of course. The minute that you go on to Google, the first thing you're gonna see is somebody wrote this in I think the 50s or something like that, or somebody published it or something like that in the 1800s, something like that. But the more you research, you find that the actual publisher and writer is unknown because it's so old. And we were singing that in the fields, right? So, like Most High willing, these precepts in this video are edifying. Call Haloim Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Harakah Kudash. Shalom, that's all.